on, everybody? It's Ty, and week 5 of Kaleo is just now wrapping up, and so I'm spending this lovely, beautiful afternoon out on our back patio, getting some time in the Word in, and I thought I would take this as an opportunity to check back in with you guys and tell you guys some fun stories and let you know what we have been up to over the last couple weeks. I know I took a break from making videos for a little bit so I could catch up on a couple things, just really make sure I'm focusing on getting all my content and all my important things done, and hopefully catch up on my sleep a little bit. But I will promise you that I did not catch up on any sleep because it seems as though we can never run out of things to do, and I am never getting sick of waking up early, and so it just we keep on rolling. But hey, it has been so much fun. I'm very tired, but I put my burdens on God, and I am spiritually well rested, and so that's all that matters. But we've been having a total blast here. We have not run out of stuff to do. Obviously, you would hope so. It's Kaleo. How could you ever run out of stuff to do? We've done all sorts of stuff. We've been doing sports competitions. Okay, some of you may know that last year I did a thing in high school where we did powder puff football, where the girls played football and the guys did cheerleading, and I was on the cheer team for that. And so that was really fun, and we got to do that again at Kaleo. We had all the girls from all the different schools come together, and they clashed and played football, and the guys did a halftime performance with little cheer team, and we look ridiculous. I'm going to show a couple pictures here, and we look absolutely absurd. But man, it was so fun getting to really get to know all these guys, go through this little dance rehearsal with them. Now I would show you guys the video, but I don't think my pride could take it. It was so embarrassing to do it. But at the end of the day, it was just so much fun. Just getting to know people and getting to just do something like that. My birthday was last weekend. I turned 19, and that was super cool. And what else is a guy to do on his birthday other than go make chicken at work? But this day was not like any other day at Chicken Guy, right? Typically we just show up and we do our work for the 8 hours. We get through the rushes. We make as much food as we can. We just kind of have fun while we're doing it. But this day was different. It just so happened to be my birthday, but we walk in, and our managers pull us aside and they say, "Hey, you guys got to be on your A game today because the big man is coming in." And like I told you guys, in probably my first video, I think was when I said this, Chicken Guy is actually Guy Fieri's restaurant. It's all his food, it's his ownership, it's his brand, and so by the big man they were referring to Guy Fieri himself. And so we got locked in. We got everything tied down, and he came in and he got to say hi. He wished me happy birthday. That was super cool. So we all got to meet him, and he just was doing some routine checking in on the place. He was recording some videos, checking out some food items that are going to be coming out in the future. And so it was really cool getting to meet him. Unfortunately, I did not get any pictures with him, so that is a total bummer. But if you don't know who Guy Fieri is, this is him. Thought I'd throw a picture up just because I know that not everybody knows who he is. But yeah, he's the king of Flavortown. But he was super cool, super fun to meet. And we didn't do a lot of talking, but he wished me happy birthday. And so, that's about all that I could ask for, and that was super fun. Other than that, just about every weekend we've been spending at the Disney parks because there's 4 of them here. And because we are cast members at Disney Springs, we get free access to all of the parks for the duration of the time that we are working here. And so we don't have to pay a dime to get into these parks. We get free parking and everything. And so we've been spending a lot of time there, really, taking every minute we can to enjoy that. But during the weeks, we're hitting the content hard. And again, I wish I had more videos to show of stuff that we've been doing. And I've got pictures to show, of course. But unfortunately, it's just been really hard getting footage of things just because of how hands-on everything is. And, but I thought I'd take some time to explain some of the individual things that we've been doing and focusing on lately, in our content. Is typically a Thursday morning looks like this. We get up, we get a quiet time in, and then our content starts at about 9 o'clock, and we do group prayer. Typically that means that we're either, we have a different prayer topic that we do every week, and we spend 30 minutes in prayer with a group of people, and we'll walk around and just pray for whatever it may be. A lot of times we're praying about this future school year and hoping that just praying to God and just asking Him to send us people that we can, be a light to and pour into this next year, and build up and be able to have opportunities to build our ministry this next year as we go back onto campus. For example, I am choosing to be a CM next year, which is basically an RA. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'll go back onto the OSU campus, and I'm going to be living in the dorms as an RA. I'll be a leader in the dorms. And so that means that I get to watch over a floor in a very specific building of all the people who live there. And I just got to make sure that everybody's getting along, everybody gets moved in good. If there's any problems, that I can help people fix them. And with that, it's a big leadership opportunity for me to get to know a lot of these new freshman students who are moving in. And a lot of these students are international students too, meaning that they are involved in our program, who are coming in from other countries to learn at OSU. And so it's a very daunting task, but I'm super excited to do it because this means that I get to challenge my leadership abilities. I get to meet all these new people and, hopefully be able to deepen our ministry, share the word with some of these new students who are here on campus, looking to get plugged in at OSU. And so that's really exciting. And that's what we've been focusing on a prayer a lot for lately. We've been praying a lot that just God sharpens us and just equips us to be able to share with these people that we're going to meet as we return to campus, and that we can continue to build our ministry and build one another up and be able to spur one another on through that. But after that, on Thursdays, we have Bible study training, which is our favorite part of the week because we get to go through a really in-depth training of how to study the Bible. And, leading a Bible study is something that a lot of us has never thought we can do. A lot of us have attended Bible studies back on campus or with our friends and with our family. And it's fun getting to follow along and go through the motions of being in a Bible study. But leading a Bible study is a whole another deal. And so that's something that we're learning here at Kaleo, is learning how to be leaders of a Bible study and how to draw people in and how to teach people about the word and how to study it really in depth. But in order for us to teach other people, we need to know how to really, study it in depth ourselves first. And so that's something we've been doing. This summer, we're moving through the book of Colossians, and we are dissecting it word for word, verse for verse, just everything that's being said. We're just tearing it apart. And getting really deep into what Paul is saying here and what he's conveying to the Colossians. And now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might be thinking, Colossians? You're taking the entire summer to go over the book of Colossians? I could read the book of Colossians in 30 minutes. I mean, that's true. You're absolutely right. Colossians is a relatively short book in the New Testament, but what we're doing is completely different. We're not just going through a chapter of it every day. We're going through a couple verses of it every week, and we hammer into them really hard. We look at every single word and we try to understand what is being conveyed here. We look for patterns. We look for comparisons and things that can contrast between verses. We look for cause results. We look for exhortations. We look for commands that Paul gives us. We look for rhetorical questions. We look for all this rhetoric that Paul goes in, because Paul is such a meticulous writer. And he's all of the apostles, in the Gospels and all of the New Testament and in the Old Testament too. Of course, there's so much to be analyzed when you really look into it, and that's what we're spending the time to do. This last week, we spent some time going through some of the verses, and we took some of the words that have a little bit more broader meaning, and we looked at their Greek definitions. We took it all the way back, and we would take these words that were in these verses, and we would find their Greek definitions and apply them to it and see where else they're used in the Bible in that context, because the Bible has been translated over time, into English. What started as being written in Hebrew has eventually made its way in front of us in all these different forms and all versions. And so it's really interesting getting to dissect them and look at these words that they might mean something a little bit different, now compared to thousands of years ago when they were initially written. Which has been super fascinating, super fun to do. But it's something that takes up a lot of our week. It's something that we spend a lot of time, during the week doing, is just taking these verses that we read through initially and just tearing them apart and studying them super deeply and conversating like, hey, what do you think this means, with one another, and just kind of saying, hey, I think this verse means this, and here's like something hidden that you can look at this from two different angles. Maybe Paul is saying this, but he means this, or maybe he means both of these things. And then at the end of that, we take an application from it. We take the big idea of the entire verse and then we make an application for that, whether that's something that we think we need to spend some time in prayer over, what's something we need to pray over this week, or is there a promise that Jesus is giving to us in this verse, or a promise that is given to us that we know that we can claim, or is there sin that we need to avoid after reading this? Now that we can understand this verse, is there a specific area of sin that's highlighted to us that we need to analyze our own lives and see, okay, how can I better avoid this area of sin? We are the readers of this text, so many years after it was initially written, and we are now the recipients of it, and we now get to analyze it and study it, and we get to see, we get to, find new point of view and find new conviction from the Bible. But that's something really fun that we've gotten to do is Bible study training, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting to go back onto campus next year and start a Bible study of my own with some of my friends and put some of these skills to the test and see how many people we can help spur on and build up, through what we've learned in the Word, and how we can, maybe be a light to others and maybe teach others. But with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for this week, but we have had a blast so far. And just Kaleo has been so much fun. But I wanted to, once again, I can't tell you guys how grateful I am for all of your support. I've been reading all of you guys' emails. I know I haven't responded to all of them. I'm going to try to take some time this week to go back and do that. But I appreciate everything that you guys are saying to me. I got a lot of people email me after this last video, and I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. And I want you guys to know that I'm thinking about you and praying about you. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do to pray for you guys. I know I say this every single week, but I can't stress that enough. Please hit me with any prayer requests that you may have. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much. I hope that God is really, illuminating your guys' lives in the same way that He is illuminating mine. And I will see you guys next week with another video. See you guys.